I am back at it again with another video. I recently just started school, and I've been trying to get used to my classes and my schedule, and I really think it's gonna work out. I really did like the whole vibe. My background, y'all did tell me this is not a cute background. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I'm going to be talking about how I fasted for 40 days and, how it changed my life and in what ways it changed my life. In my first video, I remember telling you guys about how I had a video, I had a YouTube channel 2 or 3 years ago. But that same year, I don't remember mentioning, but that same year, I moved into a new school. I found a new church, and just a little background, I gave my life to Christ when I was 18 years old, and yeah, I've been in the church ever since. This church that I found near my school firmly believes in fasting and praying. This was actually January of this year that we did the fast, and it was the beginning week of January to the second or third week of February. And if you guys catch me looking down, don't mind me. I'm just looking at my notes, okay? This fast has changed my life. Like, when I tell you, like, all jokes aside, like, it has changed my life in so many good ways. I can't even tell you that there's any bad moments I had in the fast, other than, like, temptation. If you consider finding out the truth a bad thing, I guess, because sometimes the truth is not always sweet, and so a lot of truth was revealed to me during this fast. My mindset has changed, my attitude has changed, my desires changed, my priorities have changed, definitely. There were a lot of, like I said, there were a lot of truths revealed to me about, people in my life, myself, things that I've gone through in my past. I've found so much out, and I was also revealed of who God really was. Because of that fast, I was led back to doing YouTube. My walk with God, I would say, has definitely gotten more personal. I do recommend that you guys really spend time with God and really get that one-on-one with God, because it really gives you that discovery of who he really is and who you are in his eyes. Not your boyfriend's eyes, not your mom's eyes, not your dad's eyes, not your peers, not your co-workers' eyes. His eyes, God's eyes. Like, he will reveal to you everything that you want to know. In the Bible, it says God does not withhold any good thing from us. God, he really desires that relationship, that one-on-one with us. Sometimes when we're so busy, when we're so consumed with our surroundings, we tend to lose sight of our connection. Basically, that one-on-one, you get discovery. You get a more concentrated connection with God, because of course when you're by yourself, that gives God the time and the space to really work in you and to really speak to you. I hadn't realized how clouded I was with my past, my issues, my hurt, my pain. So during the fast, I really learned to love myself. Well, even before I learned to, love myself, God really showed me how my heart was and what condition I was in right at that moment. He showed me that, I had a lot of bitterness, I had a lot of anger, I had a lot of envy, I had a lot of jealousy, I had a lot of I had so much going on in my heart. But God, he does not show you to make you feel bad. He just shows you that, yeah, you got a lot to work on, because, you have all these plans, you have all of this, but this is the reason why you can't get there, because you're so stuck in your pride. And he literally was able to show me that. And, of course, it was really, really hard to, imagine and to really accept that, yeah, like, I need you more than ever. I basically cried every single day because I started realizing how much God loved me. Just with that fact alone, I I was so emotional. I was so overwhelmed by his presence and by his love. It was crazy thinking like, wow, this whole time I'm over here stuck in my own feelings, stuck in, my own mind, when God, this is, you love me, you care about me, no matter what I've done, no matter what I think of myself, you still love me. And the fact that, and here's something that you guys may not know, is that God, he hurts with you. Like, he's so personal that when you're sad, God is sad. He's embracing you during your times of downfall, during your times of trial. I really went through a long period of self-reflecting and just realizing, that God was never against me. He was for me. He's been for me. Mind you, during this fast, I had to stay away from meats, all types of chicken, all types of beef, all types of pork, burgers. Like I couldn't have any of that. Juice, anything with sweets, sugars, added sugar. I had to stay away from it. Fruits I was able to have, but candy, certain cereals I could not have. I was not supposed to listen to secular music. I was not supposed to watch worldly shows, anything that promoted sex, just sex, drugs, drinking, party, any worldliness. I was not, I was supposed to refrain from watching or indulging in, because when you're fasting, you're basically putting yourself or your flesh into submission. I was able to look at a lot of my situations differently, and I was able to get in the habit of reacting differently to my situations. Basically, I used to be a person that would get offended a lot. Like, when I tell you, you could not say anything to me, because I was always angry. I was always just on guard, because I was protecting myself from something that I didn't even know at the time, but God revealed to me that there was a lot of hurt and there was a lot of pain. There was definitely a lot of grudges that I was holding in my heart from the past, and I definitely had to let that go. So now I don't take, things too personally now. I don't take, I don't expect too much from others, because of course people disappoint. And when you start living in a life where you think everybody owes you something, trust me, it's not gonna work. You're gonna just end up disappointing and frustrating yourself every single time. And during this fast, I've learned that God and God only can satisfy my needs, can bring me joy, happiness. A lot of lies I really held to my heart, had to definitely detach from me. It was slowly leading me to a downfall of depression and a lot of conflict in my life. My relationships were suffering because of these lies that I had taken to my heart. And God really had to chisel away a lot of insecurities and a lot of shame that I held on to. He had to chisel away a lot of stuff, even stuff that I wasn't really willing to give up at that time. He had to let me know, like, hey, if you want to get over this, if you really want to, succeed, you really have to let this go. You really cannot hold on to this person or this thing that you're not letting me take away. And he doesn't do that to make us suffer. He does it for our own good. You have to understand that happiness does not come from another person. It comes from within. And that was something that I really had to, marinate on and just really chew on, because a lot of the times I thought that, I could not, start on my calling. I couldn't start my purpose. I couldn't really be happy until I found that one. It starts with relationship with God, and basically how you look to God can determine a lot of things in your life. So my priorities definitely changed. Prayers have changed. I don't really pray for God to give me anything. So I pray a lot for strength now. I pray a lot for guidance and for God to put good people in my life. I now pray that God prepares me to be a wife and to, have a spirit of a wife and not a girlfriend. I pray for my husband. I pray that he will prepare my husband. And I really look at my singleness as a time of preparation. I look at my singleness. I embrace my singleness. Actually, I just, I really love the fact that I can just really learn to be myself. Because of that fast, because of that one-on-one I had, I am able to really connect more with myself and to really look at myself and appreciate myself. Thank God for my body, my health. I start to thank him for a lot of the things that I don't have as well. So I definitely recommend that you guys really spend that one-on-one. And one-on-ones don't have to be 40 days. It can just be one day. It can be 2 hours, an hour, even 30 minutes, even less. God values every second, every minute, every hour, every day that he gets to spend with you or that you spend with him. Just know that I'm not all the way perfect. There are some struggles. There are some things that I'm struggling with as well. And it's a learning process. It's a process that you're gonna have to be patient with, that you're gonna have to allow God to take his time with. I've gotten a lot of emotional healing and a lot of wisdom from him. So I thought that was just the biggest gift that I've ever had this year, because not only have I changed, but just every aspect of me I feel like is changing, and it's still changing. It's crazy because I think now and I'm just like, man, like, why would I be anybody else but me, And it's crazy because God, he really can change you inwardly. So would I do this again? Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel that, by this YouTube, I'm already fulfilling something. And I feel that I owe it to you guys because, a lot of you have been so supportive of my channel. And, I just really appreciate your support. And I think that God has a lot in store for all of you. And definitely let me know what it is that you guys want me to discuss or talk about. I definitely have a lot more videos on the way. Again, forgive me for not posting as frequently or consistently. Until next time.